Hey guys, it is finally time. Sorry to get this video to you late. We just wrapped up setting everything up. So, Pilgrim Games is this Sunday, and some of the last minute details had to come together before I let you know all of this information so that you can know everything that is going on. How we are going to run the night. So I've got this right over here. Let me get the lights on so that way we can see a little better. All right, so this is how our night's gonna go. From very, very high tech over here. From 5:30 to 6:30, we are going to have dinner. Surprise, it is leftovers from Sunday lunch. So it's gonna be a lot of turkey, a lot of mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and I've got pumpkin pies from Costco. After that, so sorry about the dogs, we are going to play a screen game, and we're going to start kind of explaining the night, what's going on, how that's all going to work. It'll be a bunch of fun. That will be the first time that you and your team can get points through the night. From 6:45 to 7:45, we are going to play our 4 games, and you're going to have 15 minutes per game. I'm going to cycle everybody through, tell you when your 15 minutes are up, all that sort of stuff. 7:45 to 8 o'clock is when our winner is announced. If we're being honest, though, this 15-minute buffer time is buffer because all of this is going to take longer than I'm actually thinking. Here's how our small groups are going to be broken up. You are going to be competing against the same team all night long. So we will have 6th grade girls. If there's not very many of them, you'll combine and we'll do all middle school girls. Or we can flex this to be 6th and 7th grade and 8th grade girls. We'll play around with how these get broken up dependent on who shows up. We'll have 6th grade boys and they'll go against this team. They'll compete all night long throughout the night. 7th, 8th girls and boys, freshmen girls and boys, 10th through 12th girls and boys. This is the game that you are going to start at. I will write this out again in GroupMe so that way you can go back and refer to it really easily. Our 6th grade boys and girls will start at pumpkin bowling. Our 7th and 8th grade boys and girls are going to start at the cranberry competition. I'll explain all of these. Our freshmen boys and girls are going to start at our Pilgrim Challenge, and our 10th through 12th grade girls and boys are going to go to our flapjack toss, which is actually an Eggo toss. So that's what our evening kind of looks like. Now, how are you going to know how the games operate and where they're at? Where they are at, I will reiterate multiple times. You probably can't see me, huh? Boom. Now you can. All right, we're going to reiterate multiple times where everything is at. But you will get one of these official rule books. It's not a book, it's a scorecard. But it has all of the rules for each game. You will start at one game and then you're going to rotate clockwise on this. So that way you always know what game you're headed to next really easily. You'll also be given a Sharpie so that you can keep track of your team's scores throughout the evening. Each of these games has relatively simple rules and should be easy to score, and the focus of this is for you to get to know students. So, first and foremost, the one that everybody has been talking about, we are not going to do turkey bowling. Instead, I got decorative pumpkins from Fred Meyer for $1 a piece. So we have 3 pumpkins, and we're going to bowl that into some water bottles. No mess, which is going to be wonderful. Cleaning that grease up, man. And minimal food waste. This is stuff that was already Fred Meyer was trying to get rid of so that they didn't have to throw it away. After that, you're going to go in. So this is where it was last year. It's impossible to miss. It's near that bar where a bunch of us have dinner. It's where the ping pong table typically is. The cranberry sauce competition is something new. It's going to be in the middle school room near the double doors as you were to exit the building, so to speak. This is going to be 10 minutes long. Every student is going to crank open a can of cranberry sauce, dump it onto a plate to where it still looks like the can, And then with a plastic knife, they have to carve something out of it and sculpt something. Siri and Orion, and possibly one more person, are going to be judges for this, and they're going to give you a score, each student a score on a scale of 1 to 10, purely based off of their own speculation. How you'll score this is every time a student gets over 5, they get a point. The judges will help explain this to you as well. After that, we've got our Eggo extravaganza. Don't worry, the Eggos are in the fridge right now on Thursday evening. So they are going to be nice and thawed out. They won't be frozen. For this, some kids are going to stand on one line with Eggos and a spatula, and they're going to throw it to their friend across the middle school room, and they're going to be catching it with one of our big cookie sheets. If they catch it, they have to eat the Eggo and drink a little cup of syrup. It's 2 ounces of Miss Butterworth's, and that's how they get a point. This one is chaotic. Specifically, our middle school girls, man, they take this game like real hardcore. After that is going to be our Pilgrim Challenge. This game is near the pool table, if you know where that is at, right across from the high school room. And this game, you're going to have your students stand behind a line. They have to put on this turkey hat that we found on Amazon, and then they have to run over to the table on the other side of the pool table, and there's going to be this spread of cards that say Pilgrim Challenge. They have to pick up the card, read it out loud, unless it says don't read this card, and then they have to do the thing. The card will walk through all the specifications. Every card they complete is a point for your team. That's going to be the bulk of the night. After we all go through all these games once, we'll head back to the high school room. We'll talk about who scored what points, and it will be a ton of fun. This night is so chaotic. It's so fast-paced, but it's so much fun. It's such a good time. So, once again, why do we do these nights? Why do we throw pumpkins across a room? Why do we fling Eggos at our friends? It's purely for one sake. It's for 2 reasons. The first and primary reason is for students to invite their friends to something that is fun, that's community building, and there's no bait and switch in this. They're coming to a church thing, yes, but there's no gospel presentation shoved down their throats. And instead, it's an opportunity for you to get to know these first-time guests. If one of your kids brings their best friend from school that has never come into church before, you can get to know them, and at the end of the night, you make that invite again of saying, hey, come back when we do our normal thing. That's the most important reason why we do these. The second most important reason is simply to have a really good time with our students. So please, I want to encourage you, get to know some of your new guests this week as they show up. Be praying over this event, that this could potentially be the start of somebody's spiritual journey. And if you have any questions, please drop that in the chat. Guys, I love getting to serve with you, and I cannot wait to serve with you again this Sunday night.